Hello everyone आणि नमस्कार. This is Dr. Sudarshan Sambajirao Pedge, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Kalasasharasika Mahavidyalaya Devani, your zoology companion, and welcome to a new lecture. So, yesterday we have studied the classification of carbohydrates. In the classification of carbohydrate, there are three types we have studied. First is the monosaccharide, second one is the disaccharide or oligosaccharide, and third one is the polysaccharide. In that, first monosaccharide is the single unit of sugar, okay, single unit of sugar, that is called the monosaccharide. And disaccharide, there is the two monosaccharide unit, that is called as disaccharide. And in the oligosaccharide, 3 to 9 unit of monosaccharide, that is called as oligosaccharide. And other, that is the third one is the polysaccharide we have studied yesterday. In that polysaccharide, 20 or many monosaccharide unit combined with each other and formation of polysaccharide. In the polysaccharide we have also studied the homopolysaccharide as well as heteropolysaccharide and branched polysaccharide we have studied yesterday. Okay, now today's lecture on structure of carbohydrate. Structure of carbohydrate. So there are three type of structure: open chain structure, hemiacetal structure, and Haworth structure. Question may arise, what is meant by the open chain structure? Okay, open chain structure, first of all I close this window. Open chain structure is also called as straight chain structure. Okay, this structure of the carbohydrate has been depicted in the form of straight chain. Okay, means is the structure of the carbohydrate has been depicted in the, if you seen in that structure, there are 6 carbon atom is there. Okay, and they have one particular open chain is formed. Okay, that we call it as open chain structure or straight structure. Carbon is arranged in a straight or linear form, that is called as open chain structure or straight structure. Okay, the drawback of this structure is insufficient to explain certain properties of pentose and hexose. Okay, this structure was firstly established by Emil Fischer. Okay, next, the hemiacetal structure. That structure is also called as ring structure. Why? Because this structure is from one particular ring. Okay, the first carbon in glucose, you have seen in that first structure, first carbon in the glucose is condenses with the OH group of the fifth carbon atom, or that particular ring it will be formed. That ring form is called as hemiacetal structure. Okay, means first carbon in glucose condenses with the OH group of the fifth carbon atom, and one particular form, ring form, that ring form is called a hemiacetal structure. We have third, Haworth structure. This structure was proposed by Haworth in 1926. Presence of pyranose ring, it means 6-member ring compounds are called pyranose. Okay, 6-member ring means, if you see these two picture, one structure is a open structure, okay, or open chain structure, or another, that is the one particular ring formation, right? That is called the Hava structure. Why? Because it contains 6-membered ring compound, right? That we call as 6-membered compound pyron. Okay, this is like a pyron structure. Okay, so today we have see structure of carbohydrate. In that there are 3 structure we have seen. The first is the open chain structure. Okay, that is we call it as straight chain structure. Another, that is the hemiacetal structure. In that hemiacetal structure, the first glucose carbon atom attaches with OH group of fifth group. Okay, that is called as hemiacetal. That ring is called as hemiacetal structure. Okay, and another, that is the third one, is the Hava structure. In that one particular ring it will be formed that contain 6 compound we called as pyron. Okay. Properties of carbohydrate. There are 3 properties: physical property, chemical property, and biological property. Okay, see one by one. First, physical property. In the first, stereoisomerism, in which molecules have the same molecular formula and sequences of bonded atoms but differ in the 3-dimensional of their atoms. Okay, okay, what is meant by the stereoisomerism? Is a different arrangement of atoms within the molecule. Okay, if you seen the D glucose and L glucose of second, third, fourth, and fifth carbon atom, in that is a totally change orientation is there, that we call it as, that is a D glucose and L glucose. Okay, in the depends D glucose and L glucose is depends upon the orientation of H and OH, means hydrogen and hydroxyl group. It depend on the hydrogen and hydroxyl group. Okay, you have seen D glucose and L glucose structure. It will be change second to fifth carbon atom. It will be change. Okay, if it is orient right side, that stereoisomer we call it as D glucose or dextrose rotatory glucose. Okay, okay, if it is L means left side, that is called L glucose. Okay, next, optical activity. Second, when a beam of plane polarized light is passed through a solution exhibiting optical activity. Okay, so it totally depends upon the compound. Okay, when the light is rotated to the left, the compound is said to be levorotatory. The light is rotated towards the left. Okay, the compound is levorotatory, right? And if it is light is rotated towards the right side, that compound is dextrorotatory, right? Okay, another, that is the third one, diastereoisomers. Diastereoisomers. Okay, it is a non-mirror image, non-identical stereoisomers. Okay, the total change in the total configural changes with the regard C2, C3 or C4. Okay, we have seen only in the carbon second, third or C4. Okay, not second to fifth. Okay, we call it a diastereoisomers. Okay, for example, mannose and galactose. Last one is the anomerism. Anomerism means special configuration with respect to the first carbon atoms in aldoses and second in ketoses. Okay, it is obtained from the change of position hydroxyl group attached to the anomeric carbon. Okay, this is the only position hydroxyl group change of position that we call as anomeric. We will see later chemical properties and biological properties of carbohydrate. Thank you.